back at it again on another mighty show. But the Sabbath lesson is, are you falling out of truth? All right. You gotta ask yourself, are you on fire? Right? Have you been reading? Have you been studying? Right? What things are hindering you? What things are you falling short on? Can you bring out Psalms 133 and verse 1? Let's kick it off with that per usual. Psalm chapter 133, verse 1.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 133 and verse 1. Behold, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity.
Right, first of all, it's beautiful for brothers to be here, that the Most High gathered us here through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shalom Shai. Right, this is an eloquent, this is a beautiful thing. Yeah, this is beautiful. It is a beautiful thing right now. Right, not everybody's fortunate enough to be able to dwell amongst brothers. Right, we have a call every Monday. We hear so many people that just voice their and express how they wish and how they long to be amongst another brother. Right, so we don't take this for nothing. Right, we don't take this for granted. We really enjoy being amongst each other. Right, because while you're amongst each other, precepts fly out, righteous discussions happen, and we build up one another. Right. So diving into the main lesson again, are you falling out this truth? Right. And that's a legitimate question you should ask yourself. You may feel or think that you're doing righteousness. You may think you're having a good week, right? But really, you're showing all the signs of a person that's falling out this truth. All right? Can you get 2 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 5?
It's the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 13 and verse number 5. Examine yourselves whether ye be in the faith. Prove your own selves. Know ye not your own selves?
You don't know yourself? I mean, everybody should at least know on the ground level, people do know themselves, right? You know their favorite color, you know what kind of shoes you want to wear before you walk out the house. You know what to text, you know who to text. You know what to do on a carnal level, right? But on a spiritual level, do you understand yourself? Do you know your shortcomings? Do you know what you can be greater in? Do you know how to serve the Lord more? You have to find out your spiritual shortcomings, right? That's what it means when you examine yourself. Do you know yourself? You know what's going on? Can you look in the mirror and be like, damn, I got this blot on my garment? What the hell? I got egg on my face? What the hell am I doing? Why am I not praying enough? Why did I pray only one time today? Right? You have to examine yourself to that extreme. Because this is a serious walk. And you got Satan is tempting you day by day by day by day. And as much as you want to be on fire for the Lord, Satan is on fire and trying to get you out.
God, I just had a quick point. A lot of the top athletes, they'll tell you something to the effect of, if you don't know your own weaknesses, your enemy will always beat you. You gotta know your weaknesses.
If you don't know your own weaknesses, you say that your enemies will always beat you. That's plain. That's a great point. Bring out Genesis chapter 35. You know what? Verse 1.
It's the book of Genesis, chapter 35 and verse 1. And the Most High said unto Jacob, Arise, go up to Bethel, and dwell there, and make there an altar unto the Most High, that appeared unto thee, when thou fleddest from the face of Esau thy brother. Then Jacob said unto his household, and to all that were with him, Put away the strange gods that are among you.
So real quick, Jacob had a wake-up call. Jacob had a wake-up call. And the Most High may not always reveal it to you by vision, but he can damn sure do it by sending another brother to you. That's why you have to be amongst brothers. That's why you have to congregate. Right? That's why the Lord said a threefold cord is not likely broken, paraphrase. Two is better than one. That's plain upon the table. That's why you can't be an individual light in this thing. Like God, and I'm a lone wolf. You don't want to do that either. Right? And my grandmother would even say, it's easier for others to see your faults than you. But I want to continue on that.
Put away the strange gods that are among you, and be clean, and change your garments.
Right, so this is an account of self-examination. Jacob, after speaking with the Lord, or after listening to the Lord, he said, damn, I gotta get my life together. This is deep. You know, a brother may have a dream, or the Most High may give one brother a dream for the next brother, so he can wake the hell up and figure out what he's doing wrong. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 3, let us arise.
So read verse 2 again.
Verse 2, and Jacob said unto his household and to all that were with him, Put away the strange gods that are among you.
So they had strange gods within their household. If you read in the prior chapters, what was it? Rachel, she was sneaking some gods.
Yeah.
She kind of tucked them away. And even on a carnal level within your household, someone may be sneaking in strange gods, idolatry, lust, right? Go ahead.
Put away the strange gods that are among you, and be clean, and change your garments.
Right, you gotta be clean, because people, they'll worship lust. They'll worship celebrities, they'll worship, carnal things, right? And the Lord said you gotta put away you gods and be clean. Be clean. And change your garments. Your garments is spiritual. Let me get this real quick in Zechariah 3:3. I don't see one brother coming to a new moon or feast day with a dirty, just completely dirty, filthy garment or filthy shirt. I don't see one brother coming to a feast day with just egg on his shirt and mustard and relish and damn Vienna, smelling like Vienna sausages. I don't see that. So as much as you focus on your outward appearance, how much more your inward appearance? You got it.
So book of Zechariah chapter 3 and verse 3. Now Joshua was clothed with filthy garments,
right,
and stood before the angel.
This is him standing before the lords, right, the angels. And he had filthy garments on. What it say?
And he answered and spake unto those that stood before him, saying, Take away the filthy garments from him. And unto him he said, Behold, I have caused thy iniquity to pass from thee.
Hold on, I've caused thy iniquity to pass from thee. That's what it means when you got filthy garments. Right? You got iniquity on you. Right? You're clothed in iniquity. Go ahead.
I will cause thine iniquity to pass from thee, and I will clothe thee with a change of raiment.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, Let them set a fair mitre upon his head. So they set a fair mitre upon his head, and clothed him with garments. And the angel of the Lord stood by.
Go ahead.
And the angel of the Lord protested unto Joshua, saying, Thus saith the Lord of hosts, if thou wilt walk in my ways, and if thou wilt keep my charge, then thou shalt also judge my house, and thou shalt also keep my courts, and I will give thee places to walk among these that stand by.
Yeah, that's plain. That's beautiful. When you're change your garments, that's you start walking in the ways of the Lord, right? You got something?
Yeah. You good?
Okay.
All right, Con. Let's get Sirach 18 and 20. Well, matter of fact, before that, let's get the classic Baruch 5 and 2 touch on that garment real quick.
It's the book of Baruch, chapter 5 and verse 2. Cast about thee a double garment of righteousness.
Of what?
Of righteousness.
So the Lord told us cast about ourselves a double garment of righteousness. Because like the brother was going into, and sometimes you got to change that filthy garment. You got to get that dirty garment off you. You got to cast about a double garment of righteousness. So it's just like Baruch 4:28. Your mind was to go astray. Maybe you had some filthiness on your garment, but now it's time to go 10 times harder. And this all comes with examination. We all had low moments in this truth. You know what I'm saying? And brothers had some, some tough endurances to go through.
Yep.
But nevertheless, it's all about that self-examination. Because when like the topic is, are you falling out of the truth? See, when you falling out, it's like you not examining yourself to clean those spots in your garment. You know what I'm saying? That's why self-examination is very important. Because the more you examine yourself, the more, you'll find mercy from the Most High. So he'll allow you to see those things, those blemishes, those spots, and you can get them out so you don't be falling out the truth. You can finish out on that.
Come, and set a diadem on thine head of the glory of the everlasting.
Right. And us putting on our glory of the Most High is us following righteousness to make sure we not falling out the truth. Now let's get Sirach 18 and 20.
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 18 and verse number 20. And it reads, Before judgment, examine thyself.
What the Lord said?
Before judgment, examine thyself.
Right, so the Lord told us before judgment, you want to examine yourself. Hey, that could be judgment falling out the truth. That's a judgment within itself. But the Lord said, look, before you even get that far, examine yourself. That's why it's very important for us to, pay attention to key detail to ourselves, to ask ourselves, look, am I falling out the truth? What level am I on? Right? Am I doing the necessities? Am I doing things to make the Most High, smile upon me? To make his countenance shine upon me? Am I or am I not? They'll all come with self-examination to know what level you on and where you stand at. And it's something we gotta do every day, Like I told y'all the other day, sometimes, me and Ezekiel, when we ride to the crib, we just chop it up and just examine ourselves. What's our strengths, what's our weaknesses, where we at, what we been on, what we haven't been on. Just examine yourself. You might have that car ride to the house by yourself. Hey, take that time to ponder on your doings, on your ways. Have your feet been inclined to run into the paths of wickedness? Or have it not? Have it been running to the paths of righteousness? Just take that time to always examine and ponder, on what you've done or where you've been at. And every time it never fails, you be like, dang, I gotta do this more. I gotta study some more, man. I gotta get the understanding of that breakdown, that prophecy. I need to know what Revelation 12 going into. There's always something. Like, I gotta be more sharper. Let's follow, man. Let's follow. Hey, this week goal gonna be this. I know the Lord, He wasn't happy with that sacrifice. Gotta go harder in this aspect or this area. But it all comes with self-examination, right? Let's get Psalms 139 and 23.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 139 and verse number 23. Search me, O God.
What the Lord say?
Search me, O God.
So that's another part of self-examination, asking the Lord to search you. Because, we're man. Sometimes our mind can only go so far. We miss things. Sometimes we don't pay attention. Sometimes we don't catch every jot and every tittle. Sometimes we don't get every detail. But the Most High, hey, you can ask Him to search you. It's nothing the Most High can't do. It's nothing for Him to send you a dream and how you realize, all right, you might want to tighten up in this. Or He just may have a certain situation come about. You just sit there and He make you ponder on it, like, dang, that really reveals something, right? Because when you ask the Lord to search you, hey, that hit different right there. Because He not gonna miss nothing. Whereas us, carnal man, we can miss things sometimes. We overlook things. It's a funny situation. I think me and About talked about this not too long ago in Ezekiel. Like, you ever had a dumb moment where you ask yourself, dang, where my phone at? But it's in your hand the whole time. Jake really go through that. You literally ask, where my phone at? Where my phone at? You holding it in your hand. You talking about where it's at. That's why sometimes you gotta ask the Most High to examine you, because something could be right in your face and you don't even see it. That's why self-examination, discernment is very heavy, is very important. But sometimes we miss things. So of course, on a daily basis, you do want to try to examine yourself to make sure you're not falling out the truth, but you always take that further step and ask the Most High, because He can show you exactly what you're missing, what's right in your face that you don't even see and can't discern. The Most High can reveal it to you. Go ahead.
Search me, O God, and know my heart. Try me and know my thoughts.
And that's beautiful right there. David, see, that's one beautiful characteristic that I like about David. He had a lot of integrity. It take a lot of guts to do that. To tell the Lord to, try you and know your thoughts. And your thoughts better be on fire. You saying something like that, you better not be thinking on folly now. Then you kind of, that's what it takes. Look, man, examination is key. It's very important. It take a lot of integrity too. Like I say, taking that next step further to ask the Most High to do it, and that's deep examination right there. And because ain't gonna lie, the Lord examination can kind of hurt. The Lord, He'll hit you where it hurt. He'll reveal something you like. He'll reveal something you like. Oh boy, I ain't see that one now. Hold on, Go ahead.
Verse 24. And see if there be any wicked way in me.
What the Lord say?
And see if there be any wicked way in me.
Right, and David asked the Most High, and look, see if there's any wickedness in me. And look, as carnal man, we know it's some form of weakness, because we're not 100% perfect. So we know it's something wrong in there, but we might not know what it is. So that's why it's beautiful to dive into self-examination to make sure, you're not falling out the truth. You can finish that off.
And lead me in the way everlasting.
Now, what's the end result?
And lead me in the way everlasting.
And that's a beautiful thing, man. You ask the Lord to examine you, reveal this to you, reveal X, Y, and Z, and then the end result could be the Lord leading you into everlasting life, and you not, falling out the truth. But if you're not really doing these things, if you're not asking the Lord to examine you, and you're not really doing too much of it yourself, then you could fall out the truth, because if you're not examining these things, how you know what to fix, when to fix it, how to fix it, or even why to fix it, So you gotta have self-examination to make sure that you're not falling out of the truth. And I got one more, Ephesians 6 and 11. Because this truth get hard. It's a battle. It's a fight of endurance. It's survival of the fittest each and every single day. Go ahead.
It's the book of Ephesians, chapter 6 and verse 11. Put on the whole armor of the Most High, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil.
The what?
The wiles of the devil.
Right, so we got to be able to endure through the wiles of the devil. Because you got to think about it. If we asking ourselves, are we falling out the truth? I mean, to be honest, it's several ways to fall out, obviously. But a chief way is, not being able to endure through the wiles of the devil. Satan gonna attack you just about every day. Now, sometimes, the Most High may cut you a little slack. Let you have a mighty, on fire week full of diligence. Maybe a month, maybe a couple of months, whatever the case may be. But nevertheless, we gotta endure through the wiles of the devil. And that's like a chief thing that get Jake to fall out the truth. Because not being able to endure through the wiles of the devil. And when you go into that word wiles, or wile, it says devious or cunning stratagems employed in manipulating or persuading someone to do what one wants. You really think Satan, with his job being an adversary, you think he wants you to endure in the truth to get the kingdom? No, he wants you to fall out. So the scripture said we got to put on the whole armor so we can endure through Satan tempting us to do what he wants us to do, which is fall out. Now, a couple synonyms for that is tricks. So you got to endure the tricks of the devil. Schemes, you got to endure the schemes of the devil. Maneuvers, you got to endure the maneuvers of the devil. Cunning, craftiness, devices. You got to endure the devices of the devil, of Satan, so you don't fall out the truth. Another one is lure, entice. Satan trying to entice brothers. Yeah, just do it. It's only one time. Just go ahead. Talk to her. Just go over there. Say something to her, let her, have her way with you. And say she have done no wrong. No, brother. Them no wiles of the devil at that moment. There's many ways Satan could come with his tricks and tactics to get you to fall out. So you got to ask yourself, well, am I falling out? Am I falling to the wiles of the devil? Am I just falling victim to Satan every old time? I'm just pathetic, barely putting up a fight. No, man. You got to examine yourself and make sure you overcoming Satan each and every day in this thing to the best of our abilities.
That was good. Yeah, if you're not able to, some brothers, you may not be that circumspect to know. But that's why the Lord said, be circumspect.
Yeah.
Like, she was talking to me, brother. And she said something. Brother, you don't have to entertain that. You don't.
Yeah.
Nobody's forcing you to talk to that woman at work. Nah, actually, she tempted me. No, you tempting yourself, brother. Hey, Joseph didn't say, I don't know what to do. He wasn't feeling him, so I don't know what to do, man. Hey, he just resisted. Straight up. He said, I got nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
Should I do this great sin in the eyes of God? That's what he said in the midst of Satan coming at him. He didn't come up with excuses. It is flesh. You can't always chalk it up to the flesh. Because now you're just making an excuse for folly and sin to just invade your life and for Satan to have his way with you. You bring out Proverbs 4:26, just having his way with you. And we've seen the results of Satan having his way with the sons of God in the scriptures. With Saul, Azariah, Ananias, Judas. We've seen it all. Go ahead.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 4, and verse 26. Ponder the path of thy feet, and let all thy ways be established.
You gotta let your ways be established. You gotta know where you're walking, know where you're going in this thing, right? That's not on a carnal level, that's on a spiritual level. You gotta know how to walk rightly in the eyes of God. And to walk rightly is by doing what he commanded. The Lord's, it says in 2nd Esdras, in the last chapter, I am a God of those who keep the commandments and precepts.
Yep.
Right? Meaning you have to keep the precepts as well. It's mighty to read the Torah, but you got to read the precepts, the things that link up to the Torah. Right? You got to read Sirach, Proverbs. Those are books of understanding, and they even call it that, the scholars, books of wisdom. Wisdom is going to guide you. Wisdom is going to dwell within you, but only if you humble down and examine yourself. Let's get what's this? Let's get 1 Chronicles chapter 14, verse 10. And Satan is going to come at you a lot of ways, so I want to touch on a few. Right? Satan can tempt you through speech, conversation. He can tempt you through food. He can tempt you through money. Through that, I'm going to keep saying it, that woman at work. Brothers may not say it, but every brother got that woman at work that you just be thinking about. You can just be thinking about them. You know it.
You know.
Stop it, brother. You got that woman you just say, she cool, yeah, she kind of bad. Brother, you be thinking about them. You shouldn't, right? Sisters, whatever sister's going through, oh, maybe I want to wear pants again. These pants are kind of cute. I don't know. You sure? Let me read Deuteronomy 22 again, right? That's you just giving your mind over to Satan and his counsel. Whenever you're in a position of doubting God, you having a counsel with Satan. You can get you can read that.
Second Chronicles.
God.
The book of Second Chronicles, chapter 14 and verse 10. Then Asa went out against him, and they sat in the battle in array in the valley of Zebanah.
Yeah, First Chronicles 14 to 10.
Oh no, I just said second. You said yeah.
Like it's First Chronicles 14 to 10.
It's the book of First Chronicles, chapter 14 and verse 10. And David inquired of the Most High, saying, Shall I go up against the Philistines, and wilt thou deliver them into my hand? And the Lord said unto him, Go up, for I will deliver them into thy hand.
Can you get Matthew 7 and 8? So this is an account of David inquiring of the Lord, right? War is about to happen. And you go to war every day, really. You got to inquire to the Lord. Lord, will you put it in my spirit to rebuke these demons? Lord, will you put it in my spirit to read and pray today? I want to pray 5-7 times a day. Lord, can you give the ability and liberty to pray to you? David prayed before going to war. How many brothers pray waking up before they go to war in this world? And the things and the wiles of the devil.
Yeah.
Right? You got it.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 7 and verse 8. For everyone that asketh, receiveth.
What it say?
For everyone that asketh, receiveth.
What it say?
For everyone that asketh, receiveth.
You're going to receive it. The Lord going to give you that. Esau may say, all right, look, just take the rest of the day off. The Lord will do that. We've seen situations like that. I don't care what you do today. Take a long break. Do whatever you want. Hey, the Most High give you that. You got to ask. How many times you really praying before you go to war? You know you got to deal with spirits. You know you got to deal with demons. And you say, Lord, get me out of this thing. Lord, deliver me. And that's mighty. That's provoking my spirit. Let's get 2 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 17.
It's the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 6 and verse number 17. Wherefore, come out from among them, and be ye separate, saith the Lord, and touch not the unclean thing, and I will receive you.
You don't want to touch. You don't want to touch the unclean thing, right? And I'm bringing it to another level. You don't want to touch or entertain these thoughts, these wicked thoughts. The Satan's going to come at you with your thoughts. Maybe I'm not doing enough. Maybe I suck. Man, my family hates me. I'm skinny. I'm not like David. I'm not part of the elect. My wife yelled at me earlier. What was me? All bananas. So, a lot of brothers, you're just destroying yourself. You're just beating yourself up to the ground. You can't be doing that in this thing. Can you read that again?
The book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 6 and verse 17. Wherefore, come out from among them, and be ye separate, saith the Lord, and touch not the unclean thing, and I will receive you.
Right, the Lord's going to receive you if you're not entertaining a folly, right? And again, like the brother eloquently said, it's an endurance. It's really an endurance. And I'm going to land back up the point of when he said, when the Lord is trying, or you ask the Lord to try you, he's going to really try you. That's not light. That's not a light thing to ask. You might get in Psalms 26 and 2. Because when he tries you, he going to put you through it. Let's be honest. Lord, I want to be mighty. Lord, I want to be the mightiest of the mightiest. Hey, you going to catch hell all week. If you want to be mighty, you got to go through the mud.
Oh boy.
If you want mighty, and that's something you can't just kind of grab like an apple off of a tree. You got to really chase after it. Regardless of the elements, regardless of the spirits, you got to chase after being mighty. Let's get this real quick. Psalms 26 and 2.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 26 and verse 2. Examine me, O Lord, and prove me. Try my reins and my heart.
He said, try my reins. You might, I want the blue letter. Where he said, try my reins. I want you to go into that word reins. He said, try my reins in my heart. Try my spirit. Hey, you know how Jake say, try me. You know, we really on a spiritual level, we asking the Lord to try us. You know, that's to help Jake to understand that verse. Lord, try us in righteousness. You know, he tried Abraham, right? Let's get that account in Genesis. Yep, 22:1.
See, check this out. It says figuratively, the mind.
Right, figuratively the mind, right? In the blue letter, right? What's that? Which word is that?
Reins.
Your reins, figuratively your mind.
Damn, that's deep.
And guess what? You know, your mind is your heart at the end of the day.
That's crazy.
And Satan's going to come after your heart and your mind every day. Say you could be at night and play your bed. Yeah, you ain't shit. Yeah, you never read the Bible. Yeah. And you start thinking like, damn, you start just destroying yourself, man. And it said that in Sirach, you don't want to destroy yourself by your own counsel.
It says, used of the inmost mind as the seat of the desires and affections.
Oh.
Try the reins in the heart.
And the Lord,
it say my inmost soul.
try my soul, Lord.
That's deep.
If you asking for patience, the Most High going to put you through it. And now you ask yourself, Lord, why is my wife like this? And you ask for patience. What do you mean why your wife is like this? You ask for it. You're not going to get mighty overnight. It ain't happening.
Yeah.
And now you know, and that's where that growth and maturity come in. But when you dealing with that, like, damn, I went through that. I can go through anything now. You know, I can go through it. Genesis 22:1.
It's the book of Genesis, chapter 22 and verse 1. And it came to pass after these things that the Most High did tempt Abraham. And
Now
said,
hold on, you know, Jake is like, according to 1 Corinthians 13. Can you get 1 Corinthians 13:10?
Burn that out.
Now Jake say, a lot of carnal, low-level atheists, they say, well, that's contradicting. I thought God doesn't tempt. Hold on, you gotta go into the words. Right? You gotta know tempt isn't always tempt as you may think. Tempt just simply means try. Right?
You said 1 Corinthians?
Is that 10 and 13? I think it said 13 and 10, but
it is 10, 13.
10, 13. Water.
It's the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 10 and verse 13. There have no temptation taken you, but such as is common to man.
Mm-hmm.
But the Most High is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that which ye are able.
And really, he's not going to try you to the point where he's just going to destroy you. Right? Huh? Yeah, that's the other one I was going to get to. But the Lord's not going to try you to the point where he's just going to destroy you. You know, the Lord's not, he doesn't, and it says that in Wisdom of Solomon, he doesn't have joy over the death, right, of his saints. He don't want to just put you through it just so you can give up. Yeah, you failed, punk, sucker. The Lord's not moving in that spirit. He want to try you so he can make you better. But some Jakes, some Israelites, I would say, I mean, that's too hard for you. What the Lord put in front of you, that plate, that's too hard for some Israelites. And so they fall out. As gold is tried, so shall you be. And some gold make it, and some gold doesn't make it. You get the other one in James. Is that the first chapter?
Yeah, James 1 and 12. It's the book of James, chapter 1 and verse 13. Let no man say when he is tempted, I am tempted of God. But God cannot be tempted with evil, neither tempteth he any man.
Yeah, he's not going to tempt you as Satan would tempt you, right? To make you fall. Satan's tempting you to make you fall. Yahushua, it's like the Lord is going to try you by placing you in situations that he knows that you can overcome. But sometimes, Jake, you don't want to overcome it, so you fall victim to it. You fall prey to it, right? You can go back to Genesis 22:1, just so we can clear that up.
It's the book of Genesis, chapter 22, and verse number 1. And it came to pass after these things that the Most High did tempt Abraham.
He tried him. He put him through the fire. Go ahead.
And said unto him, Abraham. And he said, Behold, here am I. And he said, Take now thy son, thy only son Isaac, whom thou lovest, and get thee into the land of Moriah, and offer him therefore a burnt offering upon one of the mountains, which I will tell thee of. And Abraham rose up early in the morning, and saddled his ass, and took 2 of his young men with him, and Isaac his son, and clave the wood for the burnt offering.
I want to pause real quick. So when the Lord is telling you to do something, or the Lord may ask of you something, or tell you what's going to happen, there's instances in the scriptures where a man may say, well, Lord, I need more. Like in Judges, right, with Gideon, with the angel, right? He needed a little bit more, right? In this case, we find that Abraham, and he just did what the Lord said. You got to just do what the Lord said. That's all I really want to bring out. Go ahead.
And he clave the wood for a burnt offering, and rose up, and went into the place which the Most High had told him. Then on the 3rd day Abraham lifted up his eyes, and saw the place afar off. And Abraham said unto his young men, Abide you here with the ass, and I and the lad will go yonder and worship, and come again to you.
And don't think Abraham was just like, his heart was made of stone, and he's a super, he was a mighty man, but don't think he had no emotions. You can only tell what's going through his head. Scriptures don't say, but you can extrapolate. If the Lord told you, you got to kill your son, you might think, oh boy. You might think about it all the time. Your life will flash through your eyes. All the times, you held him, you kissed him, you played with him. Could have been teaching him the Hebrew, kind of teach him how to wield the sword. Now the Lord said, kill him. So you can imagine what's going on through his head. Go ahead.
Verse 6, And Abraham took the wood of the burnt offering, and laid it upon Isaac his son. And he took the fire in his hand, and a knife, and they went both of them together. And Isaac spake unto Abraham his father, and said, My father. And he said, Here am I, my son. And he said, Behold, the fire and wood, but where is the lamb for a burnt offering?
Hey, what's going on? What's going on, Doc? What's going on, Albert? Go ahead.
Verse 8, And Abraham said, My son, the Most High will provide himself a lamb for a burnt offering. So they went both of them together. And they came
And
to...
he was probably like, yeah, Most High got his king. The Most High got his son. So that's why he didn't know. And he can't really say what's going on. The son probably like, okay. He's like, Most High got us.
Trying to comfort him.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Just don't worry about it. It's going to be all right. Go ahead.
So book of Genesis, verse 9. And they came to the place which God had told them of, and Abraham built an altar there, and laid the wood in order, and bound Isaac his son, and laid him on the altar upon the wood.
Now again, we don't know exactly what was said between them, but you can only imagine what's going on through their head. What are you doing, Father? Why are you bounding me? Abraham was like, just be cool. Just, it's under the Lord. Just deal with it. You got to think about it. You got to place yourself in the scriptures, man. Hey, and this is a good example of sacrificing the things that you may love the most. Everybody's going to have an Isaac. Everybody's going to have something that they love or hold dearly that they got to sacrifice. Whether that's you may not be wanting to talk to brothers, or you may not be able to read enough as you want to, or you not watching as many videos, you not being disciplined in your diet, right? You got to sacrifice up those things that can really burn and afflict you, Hey, some brothers may need to sacrifice eating junk food.
Oh, yeah.
Other brothers may need to sacrifice how they spend their time. Maybe spending too much time with your rib, or maybe spending too little. Nevertheless, everybody has something to sacrifice. You gotta ask yourself, well, what did I sacrifice to the Lord? What was the last thing I sacrificed to the Lord? Go ahead.
Verse 10, And Abraham stretched forth his hand, and took the knife to slay his son. And the angel of the Lord called unto him out of heaven, and said, Abraham, Abraham. And he said, Here am I. And he said, Lay not thy hand upon the lad, neither do thou anything unto him. For now I know that thou fearest the Most High.
He said, now I know you fear the Lord. And even Abraham in that moment was like, God. You can only imagine saying, God. And I went through it. If the Most High can make me endure and go through all of this, what else can't I endure? That's why it's good to go through hell and affliction. It's beautiful. Because now with that knowledge and experience of being afflicted and burnt, the next situation isn't going to affect you as much as the first. It's like boxing. You know, if you first got in the ring, you're gonna get your ass knocked out. You're gonna be on that floor in 2 seconds. But after the third round, the fourth round, the fifth match, hey, you look pretty strong. I know Shamar had a point.
Uh,
Yeah, I know we were a little.
I saw this.
Kinda, you got it, but
I got a quick precept. Job 23, 8 through 11.
I got another one, James 5 and 11 after that. You got it.
Job 23. It's the book of Job 23 and verse 8. Behold, I go forward, but he is not there, and backward, but I cannot perceive him. On the left, where doth he work, but I cannot behold him. He hideth himself on the right hand, that I cannot see him. But he knoweth the way that I take. When he hath tried me, I shall come forth as gold. My foot hath held his steps, his way have I kept, and not declined.
Hey, he said, of his way have I kept and not declined. Hey, when your car may break down, you may lose a couple of tires, you may get fired, you may get laid off, you may have nowhere to go. Hey, he still had kept his foot on that pedal, kept driving in this thing. He said, hey man, that ain't nothing. Hey, he said, ain't nothing. There's more than that?
That was
Can you read the first part again? That first verse.
verse 8. Behold, I go forward, but he is not there, and backward, but I cannot perceive him. On the left hand, where he doeth work, but I cannot behold him. He hideth himself on the right hand, that I cannot see him. But he knoweth the way that I take. When he hath tried me, I shall come forth as gold.
He said, when he tried me, I'm going to make it out this thing. He said, I got it. And that's that confidence in the Lord. Hey, Lord, I got it. Yeah, I can do it. Go ahead.
My foot hath held his steps. His way have I kept, and not declined.
That's plain. You can bring out, to let me back off, I got 2 more. James 5 and 11.
I was going to say, I'll read this next verse, verse 12.
Okay, you got it.
Neither have I gone back from the commandment of his lips. I have esteemed the words of his mouth more than my necessary food.
And that's the thing, when Jake go through it, right, they start keeping commandments. And there's signs, right? There's signs. You just lacking energy. I looked it up. Signs to look for when someone is struggling, right? You're lacking energy or you're just always feeling tired. That's your candle just withering away. Just not wanting to read no more, not wanting to study, talk to brothers. It just flickers, just dimming down, right? Feeling exhausted all the time. Because when you're feeling exhausted, you're not going to want to do nothing. Experiencing brain fog, that's you losing the precepts, losing your way, right? Now you're not thinking of the Lord. You're finding it hard to concentrate. You just reverted back into your old ways. You turn it back into the world, right? You took a shovel and you digged up that old man and you dapped him up. Said, what's up, Doc? And now y'all going 2 by 2 in the way of the world. And it says, another one, again, I already mentioned, I want to talk to people or be with people. We mention that all the time. You know, through all the years I've been in the truth, the main people that fall out, they start to dissociate themselves. They start not coming back out. We've seen it all the time throughout the years. And that's one of the signs that someone may be struggling with something. I was going to get some.
James 5.
Yeah, that was it. Got it.
It's the book of James, chapter 5, verse 11. Behold, we count them happy which endure. Ye have heard of the patience of Job, and have seen the end of the Lord, that the Lord is very pitiful and of tender mercy.
Right, and sometimes that's hard to think, because our mind is just it's bad sometimes. It's hard for us to remember that, you know. We don't always think about Job when we're being afflicted. We think, damn, what the hell, this is wicked. You get mad, you want to punch things, you don't want to read, you want to grab the bottle. Whatever else you want to grab, you got it.
I had a quick point on how you said people, when they, leaving their first love, they tend to separate themselves.
Mm-hmm.
I had a quick precept. If you weren't in the middle,
You got it.
Can you read Proverbs 18 and 1 and Berean Standard Bible or the ESV.
I'll do the ESV. It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 18 and verse 1 in the ESV translation. Whosoever isolates himself seeks his own desire. He breaks out against all sound judgment.
That's
Break it down.
so people, separate themselves. They tend to, and it's a form of, losing the love for the Most High because you breaking out against all sound judgment. You breaking out against correction, against being unified with your brothers. So that's like a key sign of you losing interest or you leaving your love for the Most High.
That's right. And the Lord said, bring out, I think that's Proverbs 9 and verse 4. Some jakes be standing up the Lord. What's that? Oh, I think it's 8. Let's see
What does it say?
Where he, yeah, it's 9 and 1. You got it.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 9 and verse 1. Wisdom hath built her house, and she hath hewn out her 7 pillars. She hath killed her beasts, she hath mingled her wine, she hath also furnished her table. She hath sent forth her maidens, she crieth upon the highest places of the city. Who is so simple? Let him turn hither. As for him that wanteth understanding, she saith to him, Come, eat of my bread, and drink of the wine which I have mingled. Forsake the foolish and live. And
Said,
go.
forsake the foolish and live. And the main point I want to bring out too was that, again, this is your first love. This Bible is your first love. The Lord is your first love. And this is what the Lord laid out. He said, come and eat my bread and drink of the wine which I have mingled. Right? And forsake the foolish and live and go in the way of understanding. This is poetically saying, only be with me. You may have had a rib or someone you talk to in the world. You just tell them, only be with me, baby. I got you. Just stay by my side. Don't worry about it. It's us against the world. That's what wisdom doing. That's what wisdom is saying, right? Pretty much. Yeah, I got this for you. I got that. I got my lip. Just stick around. Wisdom is saying stick around for a little bit, or forever. But some Jake, you get tired of wisdom. You getting tired of your woman. So it say 15 signs you're falling out of love. You don't worry about them as much. See that?
See that?
When you're in love, you can't imagine living without that person, which is why you worry about them constantly. And we worry about the word constantly. We be deep in the prophecies. What do wisdom say about this prophecy? What about that? How do I do this in wisdom? Right? We love wisdom. Right? We think about it. Especially if they are late coming home. Damn. Hold on. Let me check again. When you're in love, you can't imagine living without that person, which is why you worry about them constantly, especially if they're late coming home, or they haven't returned a call in a long period of time. When's the last time you called upon the name of the Lord, or asked for wisdom? Dang, you don't even call it no more. You're calling up these other women, calling up other stuff. What happened? However, when you're over someone, you aren't as emotionally attached. And those things that used to make you wonder and worry don't as much. That's why the Lord said what he said in, can you get Deuteronomy 6 and 4? That's why he said you got to meditate upon the word, and love him.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 6 and verse 4. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord. And thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thine heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thine might. And these words which I command thee this day shall be in thy heart. And thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children, and shalt talk of them when thou sittest in thine house, and when thou walkest by the way, and when thou liest down, and when thou risest up.
That's why wisdom is personified as a woman, right? Because no matter where you go in this earth, you're going to make sure and think, River, she's moved. Maybe at work. Let me text her real quick. I'll give her a quick call. You alright? You okay, baby? You alright? You need anything? Jake do it. You alright? What's up? How you doing? I was just thinking about you. Yeah? What you cook? Alright, all praises. Oh, I can't wait to go home. Yeah, I miss you too. to. All right, baby, bye. You know, Jake go through it. So you gotta do the same thing for wisdom, man. You gotta do the exact same thing for wisdom. Hey, man, you gotta be in love with this thing. So what's number 2? Right, you're no longer proud to be with them. If you realize you are more embarrassed or ashamed, and Jake tuck in a fringes. That's you being embarrassed and ashamed of wisdom. Right? Somebody asks you at work, hey, what you think about the Bible? I don't know. Right? That's being embarrassed and ashamed of the Lord. You might get in Psalms 94:14. It's like verse 16.
16.
Yeah. Again, wisdom is personified as a woman. Guess what it say in this verse? You got it.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 94 and verse 16. Who will rise up for me against the evildoers? Or who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity?
On a carnal level, your wife expects you to stand up for her. And the Lord is expecting us to stand up for her. Or wisdom expecting us to stand up for her. You hear some brothers at work talking about pork. Yeah, I love pork. I love pork. You got to stand up for wisdom. You know, with wisdom, right? And discernment, right? You don't got to lose your job. But the point is this. You got to be in the spirit of always standing up for wisdom.
Exodus 32:26.
That's a good one. Link up with that. Yeah.
It's the book of Exodus, chapter 32 and verse number 26. Then Moses stood in the gate of the camp and said, who is on the Lord's side?
What the Lord say?
Who is on the Lord's side?
Hey, who is on the Lord's side, man?
Woo!
And who gonna stand up with wisdom? Who's on the side with wisdom, man? And you got 2 options. You can be on the side. Well, really, you got one, but just to put it into perspective, you can either stand up with wisdom, or you can stand up with those. You can stand up with those harlots over there, right on the corners, man, in the clubs, in the bars, right? It say who is on the Lord's side, man. And you better be on the side with your wife, right? You can't be on the side with those freaks over there, man. Go ahead.
Con. Who is on the Lord's side? Let him come unto me.
Let what?
Let him come unto me.
Hey, wisdom. Hey, look, come here. Wisdom say, look, if you really rock him, come here, man. Right? Come over here. And come to the, what JB saying, come to the winning team. Come to the winning side. All right? Wisdom kind of got to diss the wicked. Hey, come to the winning side. You want to be over there with those lame girls? That's what you want. Right? Go ahead.
And all the sons of Levi gathered themselves together unto him.
Right? And we is preaching that deeper level, man, on that spiritual level. Better come join to wisdom. Come join to the Lord, man.
I got a precept, Luke 9:26.
Mm-hmm.
Smooth. It's the book of Luke, chapter 9 and verse 26. For whosoever shall be ashamed of me and of my words, and of him shall the Son of Man be ashamed, when he shall come in his own glory, and in his Father, and of the holy angels. But I tell you of the truth, there be some standing here which should not taste of death till they see the kingdom of God.
Right, so wisdom not gonna stand up for you. She ain't gonna have your back. Because you gotta think about it. Yahweh do mediate for us. So if you ashamed of wisdom and things of that nature, who gonna mediate for you? Who gonna look out for you? Because Yahweh mediate for you. Right? Wisdom mediate for you on your behalf. She stand up for you. Right? But if you like you say, if you ashamed or embarrassed to be associated with her, well, hey, she ain't gonna take up for you. She not gonna have your back. Get Revelation 2 and 5, the classic.
It's the book of Revelation, chapter 2 and verse 5. Remember therefore from whence thou art fallen, and repent.
You can start at 4.
Verse 4. Nevertheless, I have somewhat against thee, because thou hast left thy first love.
Now what?
Thou hast left thy first love.
Hey, how shy? Hey, you say, look, I got somewhat against you. Kind of left your first love. Kind of left wisdom by the wayside, man.
Good point. Hey, Jake get mad, even in the world, if your homeboy leave a good woman and say, what the hell you doing? She was good for you. She was good for you, man. Why you leave her? And the brother like, I don't know, man. It was this other woman. And hey, they even do that in the world.
Yeah. Jake do that in the world, man, if you know you got like a solid one and things of that nature. They say, hey, you left your first love, man. You kind of left wisdom. What you doing? Right? Go ahead.
Verse 5. Remember therefore from whence thou art fallen, and repent, and do the first works.
And do what?
And do the first works.
And you got to do those things that got you that woman to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
And when you first started, look, you was blushing a lot, you was smiling, you was texting her, you know what I'm saying? You taking her out on a date. What's up, baby? What you doing? You was spitting your game, you was buttering her up. Hey, you look nice today. I like that dress.
Right.
That hair wrap fire. And then you kind of leave your first love. Then that's when Eve, she getting on your nerves, but the whole time, you know, you don't say that to me no more. And then you start getting irritated. No, brother, you ain't spending no time no more. You don't think I'm pretty no more? You know how Eve is, man.
Man, you don't call me pretty
You don't
anymore.
call me pretty anymore. What happened?
When was the last time you said that?
You
And
don't
Jake
like
kind of
me?
like,
Then Jake getting all irritated. Why you tripping, man?
man,
Brother, you know why,
you
brother.
said that last week.
You know why? That's how wisdom gonna be. Hey, but see, wisdom a little different with the scripture. She cut you off quick. She ain't about to play with you. Oh, that what type of time? That's the side you chose? All right, say less. Don't even worry about it. Now she out of there. And then are you falling out the truth? Right? You gotta keep that tight-knit relationship with wisdom. Right then you got Proverbs with the 5th chapter, 6th chapter, 7th chapter. Why you going with that strange woman? What are you doing?
Pervert.
Wisdom said it, that strange. Why would you meddle with the strange woman? What's wrong with you? And that's you got. That's am I falling out true? Am I meddling with strange women? Am I meddling with other doctrines, philosophies, and deceits, or just satisfying the flesh? What am I doing? Right? You got a precept by you? Get Ephesians 5:15.
It's the book of Ephesians, chapter 5, and verse number 15. See then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise.
Not as what?
Not as fools, but as wise.
So you do got to be circumspect. You got to examine your relationship with wisdom, like Brother's touching on right now. Overall, examining your relationship between you and the Most High. You got to examine and be circumspect with your walk in this truth to make sure that you're not falling out the truth. The Lord said, as wise, not as fools. You don't want to just be foolish and just be going day to day, just, it's a whatever type thing. Like Ariah say all the time, just on autopilot mode. You just cruising. You just winging it, right? Like an 8-piece, all flats. You want it to be nigga. You gotta be circumspect in this thing. I had one more just in my mind. Get 1 Peter 5:8. Because you got, like I said, you gotta be circumspect in this thing and just make sure you examine yourself all the time to really make sure you where the Most High would want you to be. In this truth, because we all on different levels and stuff and things of that nature. But even if you're only on 30-fold, you want to max out at that 30-fold. You want to go hard with that 30-fold. You want to go hard with your 100-fold and make sure that you're not falling out the truth. So you always want to be circumspect and vigilant. Of your spirit and the things around you. Watching. You want to be watching the times that we're living in and the prophecies that's coming to pass. You want to be circumspect in all aspects and make sure that you're doing all things necessary to not fall out the truth. You got it.
It's the book of 1 Peter, chapter 5, and verse 8. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour.
What's falling out the truth?
Seeking whom he may devour.
Right, so you want to be sober, right? You want to be vigilant. You want to be circumspect. You want to be examining. Because guess what? Hey, Satan, he on the prowl, right? He hunted the prey. He like a lion. Trying to go over there and obliterate that helpless gazelle, man. Right? So you got to be circumspect to make sure that you're not falling out the truth. Because Satan, he on his A game. You better believe it. He on fire. Right? He trying to snatch souls left and right, to and fro, up and down, in and out. Right? So you got to make sure that you're doing all things. You got to make sure that you watching, being circumspect. Let me get one more. Let's get Romans 8:13.
It's the book of Romans, chapter 8, and verse number 13. For if ye live after the flesh, ye shall die.
What the Lord say?
But if ye live after the flesh, ye shall die.
Right. So part of making sure that you're not falling out the truth is making sure that you're not living after the flesh. And you're not doing the deeds of the flesh. Because the Lord say you do that, you're going to die. That's plain. Go ahead.
But if ye, through the Spirit.
Through the what?
Through the Spirit.
If you through the Spirit, go ahead.
Do mortify.
Do what?
Do mortify.
Do mortify. Go ahead.
The deeds of the body, ye shall live.
So you got to mortify the deeds of this flesh.
Right.
You got to mortify the deeds of your members. Right? Let's go into that word mortify real quick. Right? This is what you want to do to make sure that you're not falling out the truth.
Mortify goes into kill or deaden.
It's Latin for mortic, like a mortician.
Yep.
Etymology. Okay.
Right? Get this real quick.
or moratorium.
This the book. I said this the book. This is the definition of the word mortify. To subdue the body or its needs and desires by self-denial or discipline. So you want to mortify. I say mortify. You want to mortify the deeds of this flesh. You want to subdue it. That's why Paul said in 1 Corinthians 9:27, he bring under his body subjection. Right? He was mortifying his members.
I agree.
No, this the Google definition. It's the Google definition. Right? So a couple synonyms is to subdue. So you want to subdue the works of this flesh. Right? Restrain, control, get under control, suppress. It even say chasten, punish, deny, discipline. And guess what the opposite is? Indulge. So they don't want to indulge with the deeds of this flesh, man. That's how you follow the truth, right? You got to have some sort of discipline, some sort of self-denial, self-restraint, some type of control. Self-sacrifice. We were just going over it not too long ago with a Bob. It's called self-something. Deferred gratification. That's what we was going over.
Delayed gratification.
Delayed gratification, man. And that's how you endure this truth and not fall out by having that delayed gratification. You don't want to satisfy the flesh. You don't want to do the things that Satan would want you to do. Remember, you got to endure the wiles of the devil. You got to endure it. And the wiles, and methods, enticements. You don't want to deal with it, right? That's why you got to be like Joseph. Hey, Genesis 39, he ran. You better run, brother.
That's okay. Yeah.
You better run. You bring it out. I had this one job. I'll tell Ezekiel about it, man. It's the Eve in there, man. Because he touched on it early. Said he got that Eve at the job. I was telling Ezekiel about it. I said, look, man, I quit this dang job. I would literally run. I don't care. I do whatever it takes, man. Straight up and down. Because Satan try to come through a diversity of ways. And he know your chief thorn. If your chief thorn is slothfulness, hey, you better be prepared to fight, brother. He gonna come with something you just sluggish 3 days in a row. Hey, 3 a number of emphasis. Brother, that third day, brother, you saw, hey, brother, hey, it's time to do something. All right? Hey, you may have a glutton spirit. It's just fat. That may be your thorn. A fat donkey, right?
Wow.
That may be your thorn. Wow. And hey, look, Satan, that's Satan's job to use your thorn to make you fall out the truth. He know your weaknesses. You gotta run from it. Don't matter what that thorn is, you better run, brother. You kind of at the gas station looking at the cheese puff, start drooling. Brother, no. Run out, push that door open. I don't care how crazy they look at you. I don't care. I'll tell you, bro, I literally went through that with a job, man. Look, I will quit this job. I don't care. Most I give me another job. I'm not even worried about that. As long as I run, brother, I don't give a dang, brother. I will leave immediately. I'll tell Ezekiel about it, and it was the wiles of the devil. It was, me and Ezekiel were talking about that. I literally had to be patient and hold it down until the most I gave me another job. I had to endure that for about, how long I endure that, Zeke? About maybe 3 weeks, maybe? About 3 weeks. Eve just staring at you, doing everything to get your attention. No! I'm looking at the ceiling, trying to do everything. We're not doing this, man. It's Satan, no, man. You gotta endure those wiles, those tactics. What you say about those methods? Satan come with all type of methods. He got strategies. I think you had a point first, Ezekiel, or was it you?
Ezekiel.
I just had a precept.
Yeah.
It's the book of Lamentations, chapter 3 and verse 40. Let us search and try our ways and turn again unto the Lord.
Ooh. It say, let us search and try our ways and turn again into the Lord. That's how you know, like, it's better for you to catch that self-examination and that correction before the Lord got to do it. I tell brothers that all the time. You got to turn your own ways sometime. Hey, if the Lord give you the means to nip something in the bud, hey, you better do it. Because if the Lord got to do it, he'll hit you where it hurt. He will. He'll take that job away. He'll take those finances away. He'll take, what else he take away? The damn car. Hey, whatever it is that's getting you, that's steering you out of the truth, if you don't catch it and the Lord do it, hey, he'll do it where it hurt. It'll be to your benefit, though. And now you back on fire. It's going to come at a price. So you want to try your own ways through the Spirit. And whatever you feel like you can't catch, hey, remember, Psalms 139-23, hey, ask the Lord to reveal it to you. He mighty with that. Drop it in the prayer request all the time, man. Hey, sometimes you guys swear, whatever I'm doing, just reveal it to me so I can nip it in the bud. Whatever secret 4, whatever secret 11, just please show me. Because you want to do everything you can to please the Lord so you don't fall out the truth. Yeah, please, oh, wait, you have one, Sean. My
God,
bad.
let me Acts 19 and 15. Class.
It's the book of Acts, chapter 19, and verse number 15.
There you go.
And the evil spirit answered and said, Yahushua I know, and Paul I know, but who are ye?
Yeah.
All right, so just to make the point, I remember the Adawan Yahweh with Sons of Thunder, he made the point that Satan knows your glaring weaknesses.
Yeah.
So, you know, if you dealing with, you know, a fornication spirit, Satan not gonna attack you with a damn weed demon. That doesn't phase you. He's gonna come at you with whatever your weakness is and hit it hard.
Yep. Yep. That's why you gotta endure them wiles of the devil, man. And he coming. You can't kind of tell Satan, look, can you stop, please? Hold on. Satan not trying to hear that, man.
Let me catch my breath.
Yeah, let me catch my breath. Satan gonna say, man, sir, no. No, I'm doing what I'm told to do. I'm doing my job.
Hey, Satan didn't stop, you know, Daniel.
Yeah.
Hey, he was on Daniel's ass.
He was. Say prevent his prayer for 21 days.
He literally prevented his prayer and fast for 21 days. For the sake of time, we're going to continue real quick, right? It say you're no longer proud to be with them. And I'm tied this hand in hand with 3. You're constantly comparing them to others, right? And that's what Jake do. They look at the world and they look at wisdom and choose the world.
Yeah.
A sure sign of falling out of love, you find yourself comparing them. And comparison is the theft of joy, for those who don't know, right? That's the actual saying. Comparison is the theft of joy. When you start comparing your life with others or another woman, or anything for that matter, your joy is lost. It's gone. A sure sign you're falling out of love, you find yourself comparing them to every potential you could have had if you weren't with them. You start thinking about the past. Yeah, I could have got hurt. Yeah, I let that baddie go away. Yeah, I fumbled the bag. Jake started thinking that stuff. I fumbled. Yeah, I fumbled. I blew it. Jake be on their bed thinking, damn, what would have happened if I was with her?
Right.
What would have happened? Start playing with your hair. Maybe I would have been better off.
They got that fro, he sit there and do that too.
Yeah, he's doing that twist and deep meditation. Think about that other woman from 10 years ago that you met at a Starbucks.
You gotta fight them thoughts off.
Brother, get over it.
Yeah, get over it. It says, well, you know, that's it on that, but physical intimacy, right? Yeah, that's plain. You don't plan dates. You want to plan dates for wisdom. You know, I know some brothers, they get their Bible and they light candles. Seriously. I know brothers, they light candles. I did it a few times. It sets the mood for righteousness.
Quick testimony. I did that one time. I had a glass of yaya, you know, the fancy cup. Yeah. I said, you know, I'm on a date with wisdom, man. I had a glass, you know, 2 cubes in that thing. A little sip. Hey, let's get into this thing, man.
Yeah. And what do you do when you're on a date with your rib? Do you keep your phone on the notifications on high?
Kind of like this the whole date.
Yeah, do you have a recording so you can do a cold cut in the middle of your date? No, you in tune. You locked in. You kind of locked in that thing.
You don't even like that when you're on your phone.
You don't like that. You don't even like that in general.
Why you on your phone so much?
Why you on your phone? What you doing, baby? What you doing? You want to be here with me? Let's just go home.
Even say, put your phone down.
Phone down, man. Why you keep calling me? What you doing?
You didn't pay me no attention.
Yeah, I thought it was just us. It's our time.
And you know Eve love attention. So if Eve on a carnal level love attention, how much more wisdom? We should be dwelling with wisdom. Wisdom love attention. You gotta butter her up.
Yeah. That's why you gotta think about it. You gotta think about, if you're not thinking about wisdom, what are you doing? You should be at work thinking about it. Hey, one time I'll be honest. Hey, I went like 90 in the freeway to go home so I can read. Woo. You know, that happened like 2 times, you know, still gotta be wise. But hey, I couldn't wait.
Brother put his life on the line.
I was like, put his foot on the pedal. I said, I'm out of here.
Brother was coveting.
Yeah, I was coveting wisdom and righteousness and prophesying. You know, I had to set the thing up. You know, I did a cold cut earlier this week. I got up on this kind of the angle going down. I was with wisdom with the whiteboard. And I was kind of in the thing.
Yeah, I ain't gonna. A lot of times, brothers don't read while they drive. I be reading while I drive.
Yeah, I do that too.
I know.
That's right.
Not all the time.
That's right.
I ain't gonna lie. I be
Yeah,
reading
I'm
while I
guilty.
drive. I'm not.
I do that too. I look for a precept
I
to
did
read.
it too.
Yeah.
I'm guilty.
I'm
Yeah.
guilty.
I'm not reading the whole chapter.
Yeah, you don't want to read a whole chapter though.
It's kind of crazy.
Gotta
I
be.
literally do that.
Brother.
I don't even do that.
But wisdom wants you to be circumspect. You know, wisdom wants you to be circumspect. I'll look up a verse if I'm thinking of a verse. I'm like, damn, I gotta find this verse. Yeah, I gotta see it. What's that verse? And I'm from phone. But you know, so you know, you gotta be in love with this thing, right? Your relationship is not leveling up. You remember the same 4 precepts. You think that's what wisdom one of you? Remember the same 4 precepts? And just know 70 AD and Deuteronomy 28 and 68. That's it. 70 AD, Deuteronomy 28. That's it.
Jacob's trouble.
Jacob's trouble. Thou shalt not eat pork. Okay, that's all I need. Hey, hey, your woman wants you to level up. Hey, I was with you from the start, baby. Remember this, and you can do it, baby. You know, just don't give up. Don't give up, Lord. Don't give up. We got this. Remember what the Lord did for you. You know, your woman wants you to level up.
Right.
So wisdom wants you to level up.
Yeah.
I mean, she provides you the substance. That's why we brought out Proverbs 9. She laid her table.
Yeah.
And sometimes, you know, for those, you know, even in the world, whether you had a woman or not, but if you had a woman, you know, she may have made you dinner.
Oh yeah.
And she liked to watch you eat. Yeah, how you like it? And you start blushing. It's nice. I like it.
Is it good?
Yeah. Is it good? You like it? Tastes good. You mind bringing out Romans 9? Romans 9. It's like Proverbs 9:1 again. Proverbs chapter 9 verse 1. She make the whole thing. She got the layer of the bread.
Seasoning in there.
There's enough seasoning in there, baby. You like it, you sure? Yeah, that's love. That's love. You got it.
Proverbs 9.
God.
It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 9, and verse 1. Wisdom hath built her house. She hath hewn down her 7 pillars. She hath killed her beasts. She hath mingled her wine. She hath also furnished her table. She hath sent forth her maidens. She crieth upon the high places of the city. Who is so simple? Let him turn in hither.
And she furnished her table. She made that table for you. You know, on a carnal level, you really maybe already have food laid out when you come home. And Jake be happy, like, yeah. And she make today, you kind of rubbing your belly, kind of happy to dig in. Hey, when you come home, guess what else is waiting for you?
See
Word.
Word. That's the best meal right there.
Yeah, it's the best meal. You know, now, you know, sister can throw down, but let's be honest, we know who the real cook is.
That's right.
That's right.
Wisdom.
That's right.
Now, you can't get offended at that. You gotta deal with it. You gotta deal with it. That's the Lord. That's why she first love. He said what?
Can't be jealous of another.
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you can't be jealous
He
of
said
another
that's
woman.
right.
All right, what's that? 9 and 9
Say that's correct.
or 9? Which one? Let's get 9. We might as well get it.
Yeah, that's
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, you know. Got it. Hey, you won't be jealous, or might maybe 3. You won't be jealous over another woman.
It's all right, 26 and 6. Yup.
Oh, it was way off.
Nah,
Yeah,
I
it's 9
say-
and 1.
No, I say don't be jealous over the wife of your bosom.
Oh, yeah,
You
that's
won't teach her
okay.
evil lesson.
Okay, you're right.
It's all right, 26 and 6.
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 26, and verse number 6.
Bring it up.
But a grief of heart and sorrow is a woman that is jealous over another woman, and a scourge of the tongue which communicateth with all.
Right, just so we can touch on both parties. You know, sisters, don't be mad if your husband is getting, deep into the scriptures.
Right.
You know, you gotta deal with, he gotta do his work.
Man should not live by bread alone.
Yeah, brother said, man should not live by bread alone. Yeah. Huh?
That's right.
Yeah, God.
That's deep right there.
Hey, when you read Ezekiel 23, you know, I want to get that real quick. It's like one verse in there. Ezekiel 23. Let me find out which one I want. Because we can start at 1, but for the sake of time.
It's a nice prayer.
Ezekiel 23 and verse. Is that verse 4? Is that verse 4?
It's the book of Ezekiel, chapter 23, and verse 4. And the names of them were Halah, the elder, and Holibah, her sister, and they were mine, and they bare sons and daughters, and thus were their names. Samaria is Aholah, and Jerusalem, Holibah.
Mhm.
And Aholah played the harlot when she was mine. She doted on her lovers, on the Assyrians, her neighbors.
So what does that word doted mean? Let's pull that up. She doted on her lovers. Right? Hold on. To give a lot of love or attention to someone or something. she doted on her new grandchild. Right? That's an example. So that's what Israel did. They doted on their lovers. All right.
I don't know what happened to it.
That's fine. I got one more. Let's bring out Exodus 32:4. Right? You don't want to be thinking about other women in this thing. Your first love is the scriptures. That's the point. And woman, you know, you can't get jealous over your man for diving into the scriptures.
Exodus 32:4. 32:4, Exodus.
Got it.
So book of Exodus chapter 32 and verse 4. And he received them at their hand and fashioned it with a graving tool.
Start verse 3.
Verse 3. And all the people break off the golden earrings which are in their ears.
You start verse 1.
Verse 1. And when the people saw that Moses delayed to come down out of the mount, the people gathered themselves together unto Aaron and said unto him, Up, make us gods which shall go before us. For as for this Moses, the man that brought us up out of the land of Egypt, we will not what is become of him. And Aaron said unto them, Break off the golden earrings which are in the ears of your wives, of your sons and of your daughters, and bring them unto me.
Mm-hmm.
And all the people brake off the golden earrings which were in their ears, and brought them unto Aaron. And he received them at the hand, and fashioned it with a graving tool, after he had made it a golden calf. And they said, These be thy gods, O Israel, which brought thee up out of the land of Egypt.
Hey, Aaron fell out of love in like 2 seconds. That's all it took. And it's quick to fall out of love sometimes. You know, he mentally checked out. After watching what the Lord did for them, I mean, they called upon another God. After the Lord did mighty works, that's like me fixing my sink in my kitchen, you know, in front of my rib. And then she called a handyman to fix the door. What the hell? Why are you calling other men to fix stuff? Let me fix it. I just got done fixing this whole kitchen. That's disrespectful. Yeah, Jake like fixing stuff. Jake like showing out for their woman. Yeah, I can do this. Yeah. Yeah, he kind of just doing this. And she's like, all right, yeah. That's nice. My man know how to do that. Right? That's how we feel with the Lord. Yeah, the Lord know how to deliver us. He provide for us. The Lord, yeah, that's my God. That's why he said, I should be your God and you should be my people. Yeah, that's a relationship. That's love. That's beautiful. But then Jake, you start calling upon other guys. You can start calling upon that weed spirit. That liquor spirit. That anger spirit. Right? Because you may think that those other spirits can relieve you of your burden. It can also kind of get you out of your afflictions. That's why people drink. To deliver them out of affliction. People smoke weed. Right? To escape their mind from this world. Right? People have a lot of tools to escape this world. But our main tool to escape this world is wisdom, our love. You got anything? Okay, you got it.
Quick.
I got a precept real quick.
You got it. You want to touch on another aspect?
It's the book of Ezekiel, chapter 14, and verse number 3. Son of man, these men have set up their idols in their heart, and put the stumbling block of their iniquity before their face. Should I be inquired of at all by them?
You can read that again, it's like you.
It's the book of Ezekiel, chapter 14, and verse 3. Son of man, these men have set up their idols in their heart, and put the stumbling block of their iniquity before their face.
Damn.
Should I be inquired of at all by them?
So he set up the idols in our heart.
Yep.
And that's what Jake do. And that's what Eve do sometimes on the other side. They'll mentally leave first before they physically leave. That's what Jake do sometimes too. They'll mentally leave. Right? They'll start talking to other sisters. You won't talk to your wife as much. You know, it always start real little. It starts real little. Settle. You leaving comments under this one girl posts all the time. Or, you know. Jake know what you do.
Yeah.
Right? So again, this all touches back on to, are you following out the truth? Because Satan's going to use that thorn to make you uncomfortable. Typically, when people aren't comfortable, they submit. They say, I'm done, I'm throwing in the towel.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, that's why we're being fools for Christ's sake. Because we're uncomfortable, and we endure.
Yeah, you got to deal with it.
Yeah, if somebody light a fire under you, say, I can take it. You're gonna look like a madman. So what? You know? I mean, our forefathers, they endured a lot as well. And I put up some accounts. You know, 10 Bible characters who persevered through that struggle. Right now, we're not going to read each and every one, but I only really wanted like 2. And that was David and Goliath. You bring this out, King. I don't know if that's KDB. I can't really see. You bring out 2 Samuel 22:7. You saw verses 5.
It's the book of 2 Samuel, chapter 22, and verse 5. When the waves of death compassed me, the floods of ungodly men made me afraid. The sorrows of hell compassed me about.
2 Samuel?
Yeah.
Okay, you got it.
The sorrows of hell compassed me about. The snares of death prevented me. In my distress I called upon the Lord, and cried out to my God. And he did hear my voice out of his temple, and my cry did enter into his ears. Then the earth shook and trembled. The foundations of heaven moved and shook because he was brought.
18.
Yeah, that's mighty. I really wanted David and Goliath. I don't know why I thought that was it.
Oh, that's 1 Samuel 17 chapter.
1 Samuel 17.
Yeah,
Do that whole account.
that was going into Psalms 18. Any particular verse, verse 17?
You can get to the main point where he was about to fight him.
Uh,
Where he speaks about his stature
6 cubits. That's insane.
and his armor that he had on. Because the Lord's going to tempt you and he's going to put you through situations, make you feel uncomfortable. And one, you know, in this lifetime, they've been feeling comfortable seeing us. However tall, how tall was he? Like 9 feet?
6 cubits in the span.
Yeah, he was
9 feet.
Yeah,
He's like 9 feet.
Yeah, 6.
Yeah,
Yeah, 9 feet 8 inches.
like 9 feet, 8 inches.
Yeah.
And your average man, you know, you walk past somebody like, what? So Jake gonna be kind of think, what the hell do I do? Your average man's gonna think that. But David, I mean, he was confident in the Lord.
Nah, he really was.
Real quick, because when you go into Goliath's bed, it's actually 14 feet long. It's usually shorter than your bed. So he's roughly
I need
about 10
that bed.
feet. About 10, 9, 10 feet.
That's good.
14 feet.
Yeah, 14 foot bed.
That's crazy.
God, you got it.
It's the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 17, and verse 4. And there went out a champion out of the camp of the Philistines named Goliath of Gad, whose height was 6 cubits and a span. And he had a helmet of brass upon his head. And he was armed with a coat of mail, and the weight of the coat was 5,000 shekels of brass.
And we, one day, you know, in the past, we actually, like, converted that, right? And we went into the weight. It just knows the weighs a lot, right? Go ahead.
Verse 6. And he had greaves of brass upon his legs, and a target of brass between his shoulders. And the staff of his spear was like a weaver's beam, and his spear's head weighed 600 shekels of iron, and one bearing a shield went before him.
Jake struggled lifting up groceries. So imagine, like, lifting up this big sheckled iron spear. Jake, your arms kind of shake lifting up groceries. I mean, this man, he was a mighty man. This is what it is. That don't make him righteous, right? But he was mighty in stature and his strength. Go ahead.
Verse 8. And he stood and cried unto the armies of Israel, and he said unto them, Why are ye come out to such a battle in array? Am not I a Philistine, and you servants of Saul? Choose you a man for you, and let him come down to me. And if he be able to fight with me and to kill me, then we will be your servants. But if I prevail against him and kill him, then shall ye be our servants and serve us.
And this is deep on many levels. Can you hold that? Go to James 4:7. I got you after this. This is deep. What he just said was deep. He said, "Hey, if I kill you, and y'all ours. If you kill us, I mean, you guys. And you got to think of this on a spiritual level. This is Satan. That's how Satan is going to do. You got it.
It's the book of James, chapter 4, and verse 7. Submit yourselves, therefore, to the Most High. Resist the devil, and he will flee from you.
Right? He's going to flee from you. You can go to Genesis chapter 4, verse 3. Right? He's going to definitely flee from you if you resist him and stay strong. But to resist him is something you have to be strong in your mind. Resistance takes, fortitude. It takes strength. right? So it takes temperance to be fortified.
So, book of Genesis, chapter 4 and verse 3. And in the process of time, it came to pass that Cain brought of the fruit of the ground an offering unto the Lord. And Abel, he also brought of the firstlings of his flock, and of the fat thereof. And the Lord had respect unto Abel and to his offering. But unto Cain and to his offering, he had not respect. And Cain was very wroth, and his countenance fell. And the Lord said unto Cain, Why art thou wroth? And why is thy countenance fallen? If thou do well, shalt thou not be accepted? And if thou doest not well, sin lieth at the door, and unto thee shall be his desire.
Right? And that's the way I was thinking of with the account in 1 Samuel the 17th chapter. We can go back to it. Can you go back to what he said? Because Satan ultimately wants to be ruled over. It's like Satan wants to rule over you. He wants to have his way with you. Right? You said what? Yeah, he won't have dominion over you.
And before we go back, even Yahushua touched on this in John 8:34, when he said, And Yahushua answered them, Verily, verily, I say unto you, whosoever committed sin is a servant of sin. Because you're giving yourself over to that appetite and that lust, and now you're not submitting to the will that the Most High, told you to do, which is the law.
That's our precept on the
Right?
1 Samuel chapter 17 and verse 10. And the Philistines said, I defy the armies of Israel this day. Give me a man that we may fight together. And Saul and all Israel heard those words of the Philistines. They were dismayed and greatly afraid. Now David was the son of that Ephrathite.
And real quick, they was afraid. They saw this thing that could be that's formidable. They saw this spirit, this man that just put fear in them. Right? But you can't move like that, even on a spiritual level. You may be facing a big spiritual battle. You don't want to let your knees buckle against each other. You nervous and your hands shaking. Like, I don't know if I can do it, man. I'm going through a lot of fire and catching hell. I don't know if I can do it, guy. This is a strong opponent. This is just me.
I got a quick point. That's how the children of Israel was when they spied out the land of Canaan.
Yep. They said we're like grasshoppers in their sight.
They was faint heard.
The comparison like a grasshopper, I mean, that's off. You saying you're a bug compared to these heathen. I'm just a bug, man. This is too strong for me. You got it.
And Ephrathite of Bethlehem, Judah, whose name was Jesse, and he had 8 sons. The man that went among men for an old man in the days of Saul. And 3 went and followed Saul to the battle. And the names of the 3 sons that went to the battle were Eliab the firstborn, and next unto him Abinadab, and the third Shammah. And David was the youngest, and 3 elders followed Saul. And David went and returned from Saul to feed his father's sheep at Bethlehem. And the Philistine drew near morning and evening, and presented himself 40 days. And Jesse said,
Oh, he presented himself morning and evening. Hey, that's Satan. He gonna present himself morning and evening. Because he already knows the impact that he had upon the people. So it's just his spirit to just put fear in people. To kind of make you fall, kind of make you submit. He's appearing to them. How many days was it?
40 days, morning and evening.
Damn, go ahead.
Verse 17. Then Jesse said unto David his son, Take now thy brethren an ephah of this parched corn, and these 10 loaves, and run into the camp of thy brethren, and carry these 10 cheeses unto the captain of their 1,000, and look how thy brethren fare, and take their pledge. Now Saul and David and all the men of Israel were in the valley of Elah, fighting with the Philistines. And David rose up early in the morning, and left the sheep with a keeper, and took, and went as Jesse had commanded him. And he came to the trench as the host was going forth to the fight, and shouted for the battle. For Israel and the Philistines had put the battle in array, army against army. And David left his carriage into the hand of the keeper of his carriage, and ran into the army, and came and saluted his brethren. And as he talked with them, behold, there came up the champion, the Philistine of Gad, Goliath by name, out of the armies of the Philistines, and spake according to the same words. And David heard them. And all the men of Israel, when they saw the man, fled from him, and were so afraid. And when the men of Israel said, Have ye seen this man that is come up? Surely to divide Israel is he come up. And be that the man who killeth him, the king will enrich him with great riches, and will give him his daughter, and make his father's house free in Israel. And David spake to the men that stood by him, saying, What shall be done unto the man that killeth this Philistine, and taketh away the reproach from Israel? But who is this uncircumcised Philistine, that he should defile the armies of the living God?
Hey, who is this guy? And he came in that thing bold and mighty. He had this opponent. He came into it with a good mindset. Hey, who is this guy? That's how you got to deal with spirit. Like, what is this spirit? The hell? This ain't nothing. What's up? The hell? That don't bother me. What's really going to affect me? Are you serious? You got to be confident like that, man. You serious? Go ahead.
Verse 27. And the people answered him after this matter, saying, So shall it be done to the man that killeth him. And Eliab his brother heard when he spake unto the men, and Eliab's anger was kindled against David, and said, Why comest thou down hither? And with whom hast thou left those few sheep in the wilderness? I know thy pride, and the naughtiness of thine heart, for thou art come down that thou mightest see the battle. And David said, What have I now done? Is there cause? And he turned from him, towards another, and spake after the same matter. And the people answered him again after the former manner. And when these words were heard, which David spake, they rehearsed them before Saul, and he sent for him. And David said unto Saul, Let no man's heart fail because of him. Thy servant will go and fight with this Philistine. And Saul said unto David, Thou art not able to go against this Philistine to fight with him, for thou art but a youth, and he a man of war from his youth. And David said unto Saul, Thy servant kept his father's sheep, and there came out a lion and a bear, and took a lamb out of the flock. And I went out after him, and smote him, and delivered him out of his mouth. And when he arose against me, I caught him by his beard, and smote him, and slew him. Thy servant slew both the lion and the bear.
See that? Hey, that's why Goliath was light work, man. Go ahead.
And this uncircumcised Philistine shall be as one of them.
You're gonna be the same as them. I'm gonna make a lesson out of this guy. So, again, the main point, we understand the story of David and Goliath, right? As meaning, right? But we just really want to harp on the point that you can't be afraid of these spirits, no matter how big they may seem in your life. You want to be too, and afraid isn't always your needs, but afraid is just running away. Afraid is going into things to kind of take your mind off of it. You gotta look, Jonah. You gotta actually stand bold, 10 toes down on these spirits. Whatever spirits you're dealing with. That's why you have to examine yourself, so you know what you're dealing with. I want to hear one brother say, I'm not dealing with that. I did hear one brother say that one time. He said, no, I ain't dealing with that. It was some years ago. Like 4 years ago, he said, man, I ain't dealing with nothing. I said, no, that mean you're righteous. Yeah, that mean you're perfect. Yeah, you waxing fat, and you didn't have no wicked thought. Yeah, I mean, you just perfect, brother. You got your spiritual body ahead of us. Right? Spiritual all day. I mean, no, you can't think like that, because that could be another attempt at seeing issue. Make you think that you're good. All of these are thorns that can make you fall out the truth. Right? Which begs the question, are you falling out the truth? All right, that's something that really has to be, meditated upon. Because a lot of people don't fall out the truth overnight. It's a slow build-up, So we'll close out. You can bring out, yes, cool. That's close to reset.
Let's get 2nd Ezra 16:76.
So book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 16, and verse number 76. And the God of them who keep my commandments and precepts, saith the Lord God, let not your sins weigh you down.
What the Lord say?
Let not your sins weigh you down.
Right, so the Lord said, don't let your sins weigh you down. You know what I'm saying? That's another part of self-examination. Asking yourself if you're falling out the truth. Is you really letting your sins get the best of you and pull you down to be even with the earth, man? Right? The Lord told you, don't let them weigh you down. We all battle things. We all go through things. We all stuck in the same nasty, dirty flesh. Right? None of us is exempt from going off, man. From the greatest to the littlest, man. But nevertheless, the Lord said, don't let it weigh you down. So you can't always have a defeated mindset. I went off, the Lord just automatically against me. Don't you think he know already that you're gonna go up? He know the flesh he put you in. He know the battle that he put you up against. right? So that don't mean just get comfortable going off, but nevertheless don't have that defeated mentality. You don't want to let your sins weigh you down. You want to keep your head up. You know, we make mistakes and things of that nature. So you don't never want to just give up, you know, and drop the ball like it's just over with. Like it ain't no more seconds left on the clock. Because yes, it is. It ain't over till it's over, man. Right? Go ahead.
Let not your sins weigh you down, and let not your iniquities lift up themselves.
Right, and you don't want to let your sins lift up themselves either. You don't want to just be sitting there in the miry clay, right? In the pit.
Just sinking like Jeremiah.
Just sinking. Just quicksand is falling.
That's how brothers fall away.
Yeah. You don't want to be like that, man. You don't want to sit there and just be overladen with iniquity, man. Right? So the Lord just gave you both ends of the stick, man. Look, don't let your sins weigh you down, but don't sit there and let them lift up themselves either now. You know what I'm saying? You just start falling away to the wayside. It's a fight. It's just like a boxing match. You don't sit there and get beat up all day, but you can't let them hits break you and make you give up and you down and out for the count.
Right.
Play some defense, throw some blows back, and get in that thing, man. Don't just sit there and be a punching bag. It's getting wailed on by the devil.
Getting abused.
It's getting abused.
Molested.
Like that episode, that dang episode of SpongeBob, he was fighting against that bubble, he just punching. SpongeBob just making them squeaks. He just punching them up. Brother, don't be SpongeBob, brother. No.
Forgot about that episode.
All right? He's just getting punched. Squeak, squeak. He's getting punched. He's sitting there getting pulverized. Brother, fight, brother. Go ahead. Spiritual punching bag.
Verse 77. Woe be unto them that are bound with their sins, and cover iniquities, like as a field covered with bushes, and the path thereof covered with thorns. Man may travel through. It is left undressed, and is cast into the fire to be consumed therewith.
Right, so you don't want to just be sitting there bound in your sins, man, and just consumed. Right? It's like that little, it's like you got all light and darkness keep coming around it till it's about a dot of light left. You don't want to be like that, man, but that only come when you just sit there and don't examine yourself and don't try to tackle your shortcomings or tackle your weaknesses. Right? It's like a football game. He's letting this guy run up and down the field scoring touchdowns on you. Brother, smack him.
Right.
Lay him on his back. Blindside, I don't care, do something.
Man.
You know, that's how you got to be in this thing. So you don't want to just sit there and just fall to the wayside and just be, you know, overtaken in this thing by Satan and his little minions. You know, you want to try to examine yourself to the best of your ability, you know, and fight back the best you can, and always put your trust in the Most High and your confidence in the Lord, because the battle really not ours, right? The Lord gonna fight for us, man. So don't ever be as scared of these giant Goliath demons and spirit. No, and David used a rock. You know, you gotta think about that spiritual. Hey, Yahushua, he our rock, man. Hey, the Most High our rock. Hey, Yahushua is there to mediate for you and fight on your behalf. And Yahushua more than a little stone, I'll tell you that much. Right? He KO these demons, man, straight up and down. Why you think the apostles didn't have to fast when they was around Yahushua? This is the Son of God. This is the Son of God, man. And Yahushua say, look, when I'm going, then they'll fast, all right? You around Yahushua. We have the rock, brother. We got a boulder, a mountain, all right? Standing right behind us, man. Right? So keep your head up, keep fighting, keep examining, keep doing all you can to be the best that you can be every day, man. So we can be presented perfect before Yahushua and blameless, man. All right? Keep your head up in this thing, Israel, and don't fall out.
Bring out Revelation 3 and 2. That's right.
It's the book of Revelation, chapter 3 and verse 2. Be watchful and strengthen the things which remain that are ready to die, for I have not found thy works perfect before God.
Go ahead.
Remember therefore how thou wast received and heard, and hold fast and repent. If therefore thou shalt not watch, I will come on thee as a thief, and thou shalt not know what hour I will come upon thee.
And the Lord's going to come back any second. And he wants to come back, but he's expecting to come back with you still loving your, making sure that you love your first love, which is wisdom.
That's right.
Right? That's like, you know, you don't want to be caught lacking in this thing.
Yep.
I've seen brothers out in the world, and they just like in strange places. What you doing here? That's how the Lord's going to come. You may see a brother damn walking in the damn, well, hey, you know, I'm not going to say it. But, you know, walking somewhere they don't need to be.
Right.
Right? The damn nasty bar. right? Brother, what are you doing? We saw brothers doing a lot of stuff throughout the years. So that's all I'll say. But
In the alley, brother.
yeah, right in the alley. You see brothers in the alley, brothers walking into looting this bar. You know, I ain't gonna say the term, brothers know. Looting this bar.
Yep, yep, yep.
Huh?
Yep.
Yep, yeah. That yup and yup, man. Con. With that, we're gonna bid Israel Shalom. Kwame Yashala.
Kwame Yashala.
Kwame Yashala.
Kwame Yashala.
Kwame Yashala.
Kwame Yashala.